Alright, I have reclassed to an assassin. Have this bad boy on the cluster jewel. This one for +1 power charges. Obviously insane damage. And poison. It's essentially the exact same build. The only difference is now I'm an assassin who stacks some power charges. Power charge, and power charge. Still have the physical cluster jewels, 2 of them, and that's basically where all my damage is coming from. Everything else is like auras and cast speed. Got a little bit cast speed and crit here to finish it off. Got a little extra poison here just to have a higher poison chance on hit. Damage is about 19 million, I think. I'm not sure it's better. It's definitely not as tanky. My old gear was basically exactly the same, except for I had this weapon instead of 2 void batteries, and I had this amulet instead of this amulet. So now I'm getting 10 power charges and losing some crit multi and the assassin tree. Let's run some bosses to see what it's like. I'm doing full boss gear. Exsanguinate, Cruelty, Awaken Empowered, Power Charge on Critical Strike, Spell Echo, and Increased Critical Damage Support. First time even playing the build. I haven't even put anything into my helmet yet. My Flame Dash is not very good because I need to put Life Tap on it. Which I guess I could do instead of faster casting. Right now, let's put Life Tap. And now I can Flame Dash more. But faster casting might have been better. Obviously, you saw I died from a hit, which I probably wouldn't have done on my Trickster. Gets a little more tanky as my power and frenzy charges get up there. Those frenzy charges are not stacking as quickly as I would like. Oh, there we go. Now I got 10 frenzy charges. And you can see the damage. Takes a while to get the 10 frenzy charges. Oh, that's nice. Hopefully it's a good roll. I think that's a good roll. Yeah, it's one of the higher rolls, it looks like. Could be 70 on the total elemental. But the reduction to maximum, it's alright. I was planning on using that jewel eventually, so glad I got it. Obviously, I like the Trickster better, but if you are going for absolute max damage, this is pretty good. Obviously, you can get maybe a little bit of a better ring here, but the 10% chance to gain Frenzy Charge on hit and 15% chance for Frenzy Charge to gain up to your maximum is pretty nice, but you can get something a little better than the 1% movement speed. Maybe, if you really want to spend some cash. This, however, was very expensive, and it's barely even needed with the current version I'm doing. I'm doing two Void Batteries. I could possibly not use Void Batteries and just get a really high crit base, but Void Battery has an 8% crit, and the spell has a base 6, so I'm getting plus 2% crit on this, which might not even be worth it, because I could just put in another blue instead of using critical damage. I can use Critical Strike, and, you know, might be better. Hard to say. Very hard to say what is best. The Trickster is definitely better because it's got better defenses, it doesn't freeze, has better movement speed, all that good stuff. But the Assassin does get higher damage. But as you see, he is a paper towel. Just dies from getting looked at. That was an interesting battle. Especially when you're used to playing the Trickster who can't be slowed, and the Assassin can be slowed. I figured the Trickster would be better, which is why I started the Trickster, but everyone kept trying to say that not using that weapon would be better, and I just disagree. Though I'm not doing what other people said. I'm doing my own thing with power charges and void batteries. Now, obviously, I need to switch my pantheon, which I probably ought to do, so I don't get frozen and I don't get stunned. But I don't have those just yet. It won't prevent my freeze, but it will prevent my stun. He dead, right? Yeah, he dead. Let's see. This is going to be an Uber version, and I'm going to fell it. I'm pretty sure it's an Uber version. I haven't succeeded on the Red Boss Uber version yet. It's far too difficult, and with this build, it's going to die just from getting looked at. But I'm going to run it anyway, so we can see me die like a pathetic little loser. Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling. Not only did the fire like instantly killed me, it stunned me as well. A damage over time firewall just stunned me. I could make it tankier by doing determination instead of one of these, instead of haste. But this is not designed for tankiness. It's only designed for maximum damage. I'm not sure how you dodge Annihilation. Oh, damn it. I should have let those balls go through. I'm not exactly sure how you dodge Annihilation on Uber. It's so fast, you kind of just have to take it. Just hang out here. What do I got? 55 seconds? Yeah, I'll let these balls go through. I'm not even able to get my power charges up to speed or my frenzy charges. The survivability is just far too low. See, even if I'm just running, that annihilation kills me instantly. Obviously, you have to build a lot of defensives in order to do this Uber version, which I'm working on a separate build to get it. But I just wanted to test it to see if the damage would be high enough to where... Nope, just instant. And the big problem with that is with this version, I'm only using these for spell suppression, which is nowhere near enough. 61% chance spell suppression. That means that 40% of spells are going to hit me, and when a spell hits me, I instantly die. So I need more spell suppression. I need more life, more energy shield. It just does not work. Now, I could get a shield that has a 1 to maximum power charges, but the only reason to do Badge of the Brotherhood and all this jazz is in order to use 2 void batteries. Without 2 void batteries, the other amulet is going to be better. But where this build will shine, obviously, I keep saying obviously, it's annoying. Running a different chest piece, one with a green socket, like this one, and putting Awakened Chain in there is going to be the better option for mapping. But I'm going to kill this boss, this poison boss, super quick so you can at least see the damage under ideal conditions. Because the damage is pretty bonkers once you get everything, once you get your charges all stacked up. I mean, 19 million, as I said. And if you're good enough with Reap, you can use Reap instead of Exsanguinate, but I'm not very good with Reap. And this is actually the reason I'm playing this, is I need a lot of juice. My other build I'm working on requires some elemental changes, because I talk like a brilliant person. Some other elemental resistance changes. So I need to farm up some harvest materials to change those elements to different stuff. I think it has like 300 lightning resistance and negative 20 fire. So I have to change 2, 3, or 4 of those resistances. So I gotta farm it out. Trickster is just so much superior than the Assassin. Across the board. I had this exact same build with the Trickster. Essentially, the exact same build. And I almost never died as a Trickster. I mean, I got to 97 super easy as a Trickster because that's how much I wasn't dying. Switch over to an Assassin, and I'm dying left and right. But the Trickster damage was 13 million, and the Assassin is 19. But is it really 19 if you're constantly dying? It's not really 19. Oh, well, I missed a dude. And I'm not gonna go hunting. See, I'm not using Awakened Chain, so I'm not clearing like I should. But the damage is pretty bonkers. I mean, flat damage is 3.8 million. Oh, I don't even have Maximum Frenzy. A 4.6 is just a tooltip DPS. I missed the boss somewhere. Must be at the bottom right. Probably ought to do increased charge duration instead of 3% damage per charge. But that is 60% increased damage, which is pretty high. Oh, there they are. Hopefully my frenzy charges don't drop. Oh, frenzy charges dropped. Yeah, that was extremely fast. Instantly killed. Damage is bonkers. Let's take a look at Path of Building, just to make sure I'm correct on my damage numbers. I think the Trickster build is the superior product. Exsanguinate, 3, configuration, always on low life, check. Pride, maximum effect. We are fighting a Guardian Pinnacle boss. Power charges, frenzy charges. Don't have life tap because that doesn't really matter. Number of rares around. Well, first let's enable Exsanguinate. One rare around to give me that damage bonus. This is boss DPS, and that would be non-boss DPS. Well, actually, this would be boss DPS, and this would be non-boss. Poisons applied recently, probably 10. Impale at max. Poisons on enemy, let's just do 10. Yeah, 19 million DPS. Now the poison DPS isn't really that high. So if you really wanted to, you can get rid of this. But I think if you got rid of this, you wouldn't be stacking as much poison. Because I think I have like a 70% chance to poison. Does it show it? Chance to poison, chance to poison. I don't think it shows it here. It's probably in the calcs section. I've never really looked for chance to poison. I usually just do it on my tooltip. So many numbers. Poison damage, poison duration. 90% chance to poison. So almost 100% chance to poison. With 19 million DPS. So this is the variant that I would use. But if you want to run some maps, which I have to do because I have to get some juice, you can do a mapper. If you really wanted to, you can buy a Skin of the Lords with Pain Attunement, and you can refund this entire path here, and you can use it towards defensive measures or whatever you wanted. Let's see, which one are you? Divine Shield, Divine, is that what I'm rocking? No, I want Iron Will. One of you, Iron Will, this guy. He's already got the Awakened Chain in there. It'll be more powerful if you did 2 blues instead of red, but I don't have one, so we're just gonna do it this way. This power charge on critical strike, it's 40% more damage and 20% increased strike chance, which I think might put me at maximum strike, critical strike chance, and I might be below it now. We'll take a look when I run a map. Let's run a Drox. This Drox should be fine. Watch this Exsanguinate go crazy because we got crit strike chance 48%. Crit multi is only 371, but as I kill people and it goes higher, hopefully it gets to 100 without power charge support. 99.18. It's almost 100%. It's close enough. I'm going to count that as 100%. Is there one left? I hate these guys when they hide. .1 on the tooltip versus 4.8 when I wasn't using. God, give me some rares. I get the charges back pretty quickly, but it would probably be better to do increased duration. Right now I have increased damage 3%, and I have 20 charges, so 60% increased damage. It's pretty high. So for bosses, it's pretty good, and I guess that's all you really need to care about, because for regular enemies, you just kill them in one shot, regardless of anything. Now, if I already had a champion leveled, I would totally try a champion. You would get less damage, I believe. But you'd be super tanky and you would get more impale impact. So I think a champion might actually be like the ultimate version of this. Because you get fortify. Okay, now we can check this damage. This is a perfect boss to do a damage test. Even though I only have chaining. And it's not like the max damage. And obviously he killed me, because I'm a tiny little vulnerable twink. I'll run another Drox with the other setup. Get rid of Awakened Chain so you can see the insane damage. But you just have to be okay with dying. And I usually am not okay with dying. At least not to this degree. The dying is pretty bonkers. Just want to clear out a little bit more. Get a little bit more loot. I mean, I got 4 more links here, so I could put something else in there. I could either put Blade Vortex, which is pretty strong, or I can just do a Portal on Death. Alright, let's try that again. But let's switch to the other chess piece. And just do stupid damage to a Drox. He thinks he's all hot shit. Oh, this is the wrong one. That one does have Pain Attunement, but has a bunch of greens. I want that one, Iron Will. Iron Will's probably not the best option, but it works. Actually, it probably is the best option.
Just need a moment to catch my breath.
Bum bum bum. Maps. Another Drox. That should be fun. Oh, Reflect Fizz. Element Weakness. Yeah, this should be fine. My next build is going to be silly. Good old elemental damage. Elemental damage is jacked in this game, in the current game stat. If you don't have spell suppression, or you don't have something like 80 max elemental resistances, or something reduce that elemental damage is brutal in the current state of the game. Forcing spell suppression upon people, or extremely high max resistances. It's a bit limiting, in my opinion, and I don't really like it, to be honest. Really wish it would just let you unlock them all. But I guess you have to clear it. They don't want you to be able to run ones if you were unable to clear it. What the fuck was that? Their little war cry slowed me down to no end. Being a trickster for so long just made it better. This is the epitome of glass cannon. Oh yeah, some good old harvest. Not quite enough. I need a bunch more. See, that's just bonkers. Bonkers damage. I would not recommend this variant of the build simply for the survivability. Obviously, you can get rid of haste and put determination on, and that might be alright. And then you can get rid of, what banner am I using? War banner and put on Defiance banner. But I think the ultimate version of this character, of this build, is the champion, which I have not built yet. Champion or Trickster. And I think the Void batteries are nice, but I think this overall is a better situation. One, you get a second 6th link you can use for whatever you wanted. And then 2, you can avoid any of these crit nodes. So I have a crit node there, and I guess that's all I have as an assassin. I also have this one, Deadly Infusion. That is all. I'll put the paste bin in for anyone interested.